The relationship between the US and the Ugandan government has become tense following President Museveni's strong condemnation of the International Criminal Court at his swearing-in ceremony on Thursday. A delegation of diplomats from the US, EU and Canada walked out of the ceremony in protest after hearing those remarks. The U.S. Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary for African Affairs, Ambassador Bruce Wharton, told journalists that the President's comments were unfortunate.
Our decision to leave the ceremony. We made that decision for two reasons. The first was the presence at this event of President Bashir, who, as you all know, has outstanding warrants against him from the ICC, the International Criminal Court, for genocide and other atrocity crimes in Darfur. The second reason, though, was President Museveni's disparaging comments against the ICC, which were truly unfortunate, given Uganda's obligations as a signatory to the Statute of Rome.
But Uganda's Minister for the Presidency, Frank Tumwebaze, scoffed at the diplomats' protest.
Why should USA be bothered that somebody is castigating or criticizing the ICC for its partisan stand on many issues? ICC is not a member. It refused to endorse the treaty. Why? Because they feared that it would at one time impose what they called improper jurisdiction over their members.
The United States is not a signatory to the Rome Statute that established the International Criminal Court. In 2001, U.S. lawmakers enacted the American Service Members Protection Act, which prohibited any U.S. government cooperation with the ICC. One of the journalists asked Ambassador Wharton whether the U.S. has the moral authority to demand for President Bashir's arrest, given its stand on the World Court.
You're quite right. We are not a signatory to the ICC. I think we have unique and legitimate reasons for that. We are not a perfect society. We've never said we are. And as I mentioned here, I think that it's incumbent upon friends, and we really do believe that we have a strong friendship relationship with Uganda. It's important for friends to stand up and say, hang on a minute, are you sure this is the way you want to do this?
This row comes 2 years after Uganda and the U.S. fell out over President Museveni's signing of the anti-homosexuality bill into law. The law was later revoked in the Constitutional Court on technical grounds. Uganda has been a strategic partner of the United States, particularly for its peace support operations in Somalia and the military expeditions in the Central African Republic. Now, the U.S. government has spent millions of dollars training and equipping UPDF troops, but the irregularities that happened in the February elections has strained the relationship between the two countries. The U.S. ambassador to Uganda, Deborah Malak, has been very critical of President Museveni's democratic and human rights record. The Ugandan government responded by summoning her over her remarks. Chris Ochamringa, NTV.